Retro Gamers, how you doing? Welcome to another one of those horrid vlogs I do every now and again. But instead of just talking about what's going on in my life and all the emotions that I'm feeling, I thought I'd show you all the different hardware I use to create the videos for Retro Game On. Not really any reason, really. When I usually watch these videos, it's usually because I've had so many people asking me what equipment I use, but I mean, I've got shit all subscribers, so I have no one asking me. But I thought I love watching those videos, so I thought I'd make my own, because yeah, why not? So first off, well, you start off with the TV. If you watch enough of my videos, you've probably seen enough of this setup. And there's even another vlog, actually, vlog number 2, because this is vlog number 3, and vlog number 2 I'll give you a tour of this whole room, so I won't dilly-dally here too long. Dilly-dally. But basically this is the TV I use. There's no real reason why I'm using an older TV. Basically the only reason is because it was free. I could have a widescreen TV here, or like a smaller widescreen, but I mean, this was free because it doesn't have digital tuner built into it, and analog television's been turned off in this area. So yeah, it was free, it works. I mean, I guess it sort of fits in with the whole I can't think of a word. The feeling of it. No. Oh, anyway. So yeah, that's what I play on. And also another important thing that I reckon everyone should have in their games room is a beanbag. Mainly the reason is because a lot of these consoles have really short controllers, like, well, the only controller I have plugged in at the moment is my Atari's joystick, which is, yeah, you know, not very long at all. Same for the Super Famicom and the Super Nintendo, got very short leads, and also the original Famicom, because it's built in, so it doesn't reach all the way to the couch. So yeah, if you don't want to sit on the floor, a beanbag is a must, but also just having a beanbag, awesome. So anyway, from there you have to record footage, and that's where it all starts. So I use what's called an Elgato, so I guess we can skip to that right now. So here's the Elgato Game Capture HD on top of my Atari 520 SD for whatever reason. But yeah, we've got this bunch of wires. In a second I'll show you how I wire it all up, because it says HD, I mean these things are primarily made for, you know, the latest gen consoles, but of course it can be used for retro consoles as well. So I'll show you how I wire it up in a second, but a bit on the actual device itself. It's made by the company Elgato, and I think this cost about somewhere between $150 and $200 Australian. I can't quite remember, but it's definitely a piece of hardware I'd recommend. The software is super easy to use, it always records awesomely. Before I was using this, I was using a little cheap recording device from Hong Kong, just like little USB plug-in thing, and it only recorded a couple of my consoles. The other consoles are just absolutely refused to record. But this is awesome, this records everything. So the wiring setup all begins with the composite cables for the console. So I mean that's my usual setup there. But for the sake of showing you how this all works, I've been using my Dreamcast cables. So the Dreamcast cables go into these splitters here. And there's a splitter for each composite cable. So the 2 audio channels and the 1 video channels. So that goes into there, and one way it splits off to the TV over here. So then I can watch it on the TV as I play it. Because I can't watch it through the computer because of the fact that the Elgato has to process the video. There's a bit of lag on the computer. So I play it in real time on the TV. So on the other end, it splits off to the Elgato. Right here. So it goes into the Elgato, not into the HDMI port, you'll notice, because there's, the consoles are at least 15 years old, so there's no point in recording them in HD. And yeah, then it just goes via USB into my laptop, which is actually on, but for some reason the camera's not really picking it up. This laptop is great for what it is. I don't use it too often, but obviously in this case I can't bring my desktop computer in here to record. But it's a good little workhorse for what it is. It's running at Windows 8.1, got an i5 dual-core processor in it, 4 GB of RAM, so not hugely impressive, but it certainly meets the standards that I need to record the footage. I'll probably upgrade it to 8 GB eventually of RAM, but yeah, it does what it does, and it's, the battery lasts like 10 hours on this thing. I've had it 2 years, so yeah. So here's my tripod. We had to move into the other room because I can't be fucked setting all the lights up, and the sun seemed to have moved over the other direction, so it's more brighter in here. Anyway, this is a Manfrotto MKC3H01. Of course, I was just reading that off the pole just then. I don't memorize the code or the number for it. You can see on other channels where people talk about their products and they have all the all the numbers memorized. I can never do that. I can't even remember what I had for dinner last night. But anyway, it's a good tripod, Bitterage tripod. I think it was about 150 bucks, which is good because all the tripods I had before it were between $20 and $30, and they do what they're supposed to, but the build quality of them is just terrible. They just break too quickly. So I've been using this for a good, at least 6 months, and I'm very happy with it. Not the most expensive or feature-driven tripod ever, but it holds in my shit up. So thanks, tripod.
This is the camera I use primarily. Sometimes I actually record from my phone. That's a Galaxy S3, which I'm doing right now because obviously I can't record my camera with my camera. But generally, yeah, this is mainly what I use. And this is a Canon EOS 7D, which is a full HD 1080p camera with manual settings, which is something I love completely, because my previous camera, while I loved, was a Canon EOS 1100D, which only shot 720p and had no manual settings, and frankly it was pretty terrible at metering. So I was quite happy when I moved on to this camera. I also do a lot of photography as well. I'm quite into exposure shots and all that sort of stuff. So it was good to move on to something a bit more advanced, because the 1100D is at the end of the day a entry-level camera. So I've been using this for 6 months maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it. When I'm shooting the videos of me talking in my room, I use this lens here, which is a 50mm prime lens. Focus, damn it. So I mean that's good as a daily driver. Actually, that's not even a daily driver because I can only be used for certain shots. My daily driver is actually this lens over here, which is a 18mm to 55mm, just standard sort of kit lens that came with my 1100D originally. Oops, I forgot to put the cover on and put it down. Don't do that. That's bad. I do have a cover on it. So I mean, for all the other shots I've used this because obviously you can record up closer without things blurring. For my microphone, I use a cheapie online. It's called an iShoot, because everything's cashing in. I'm putting I before it. Like I saw a truck today, or like a van that said iLoad. So yeah, I wish I'd stop doing that. It's just fucking lame. But this is a really cheap microphone. It's $20 off eBay from China. The reason for that is while this is a great camera, one thing that a lot of reviewers didn't like was the fact that the inbuilt microphone wasn't really that great. But I mean, what can you expect? I mean, it's tiny. So while this is a very cheap microphone, and obviously it's a lot better than that. It's a lot better. One day I will upgrade this to something a bit more professional, but at the moment I'm fine with how it is. When I'm shooting, I connect it via USB cable into my laptop, and I've actually got some software running on there, so I can actually control my camera remotely. So it's pretty good when I'm sitting down. I can have this set up on my bed side of the room of my bedroom, so I can just start and stop videos without getting up, which is good because there's limited room, so I have to like move stuff out of the way to get to the camera usually after it's set up.
This is one of two lights, studio lights, I use when recording. Studio lights is a must if you don't want your videos looking like shit, basically. I never used to have lights in my videos at all, and seriously, looking back on them now, all I can do is throw up in my mouth and all over the walls, and they just look terrible. Lighting is awesome, and it can be used in very artistic ways, and it just makes your videos just look so much better. So if you're serious about making videos and you don't have any lighting, then you need to consider getting them, because yeah, I'm not going to give you a full introduction on how to use lighting, but there's plenty of tutorials on the internet, and they're not totally expensive either. Like, I own 2 of these, so I can be lit from both sides, and they came in a pack which included, the tripod and the I'm not very good with terminology, to be honest, but everything you see here, including the lamps, 2 of them, it was under $100 bucks. The lamps is a 125 watt 5400K color, if that makes any sense. I'm probably not explaining this the best way. As I said, I'm terrible with terminology, but it's a very constant white light. There's no like orange or blue hues. It's just as constant can be. And yeah, honestly, I would really recommend them. Before this, when I did start using lighting, I used to use a floor lamp and a reading lamp on a shelf, and it was so ghetto. But I mean, it was better than no lighting at all, but there was very obvious orange hues. So yeah, could totally recommend. Lighting, A+. So the next thing I use definitely isn't needed, but it's certainly helpful. This is a Nexus 7 Generation 2 tablet. When I'm recording, I actually have Kingsoft Office on here, which can read Word documents, and I actually have my script on there so I can refer to that. I used to just print it out to a bit of paper and just read off that. But you know, Retro Game wants a paperless office, so yeah, environment, vote the Greens, yeah! So yeah, it's good for that, and you know, I can check my Facebook and whatnot if I'm recording and decide I feel lazy. So yeah, definitely not necessary, but it certainly helps a lot. So this is my desktop computer. This is where all the magic happens. This is where all the videos are put together and edited together, and well, you can see my foot as well, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's a bit of an unassuming case, I must admit. I kind of cheaped out on the case when I bought it because honestly I don't care what it looks like. But I have put a lot of money into this, so it is a very powerful computer. Currently it's running an i7 quad-core processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM. I think I've got about 3 terabytes of space all up. It's running Windows 8.1, which is booting off an SSD, so the computer boots up within 20 to 30 seconds. But yeah, because I started building this about 3 years ago, and I've just gradually been adding onto it over the years. But at the time, USB 3 was a very new thing. So it does have USB 3 ports, but they're actually right at the back. So I do have some USB 3 cables running from here, like male to female cables. Which is very helpful for videos, especially when there's a lot of footage and a lot of high definition footage from the camera being involved. When I record to my laptop, I put it onto this Toshiba 16 gigabyte USB 3 thumbstick, and it takes ages to load off the laptop because the laptop's probably about 4 years old, because it only has USB 2. But plugging into here by USB 3 and uploading to the computer saves so much time. And same for when getting footage off the camera. It uses a CF card. So I have a USB 3 CF reader here, which also goes into my other USB 3 port, and yeah, you'd have probably about 5 gigabytes of footage, like no joke, and you know, it takes less than a minute. It's great. What else can I talk about with this computer? I guess we could talk about the internet connection. Currently it's embarrassingly connected up to Wi-Fi. It's not connected into a LAN port because I don't have a LAN port in my bedroom, but it's on the to buy list to get one installed in here. But so yeah, it's currently connected up to Wi-Fi, which, you know, it has its problems, but it isn't so bad. Again, this is where all the magic happens. This is my control station, if you will. Currently I have 2 monitors, which is absolutely fantastic. If you don't have 2 monitors and you're into video production or graphic design, 2 monitors is awesome. My primary monitor is an ASUS 27-inch LED, and then I have just an LG 22-inch. Don't ask me what the product codes are, because I have no idea. But I mean, this one's only like less than a year old, so I'm sure you can probably still buy this one. This one's one of the first LEDs, so that's probably about 3 years old. I've connected up to that. I've just got like a Logitech G510 keyboard. I know that because it says it right there. Then I just have like a Logitech mouse as well, like a sort of a gaming mouse. Yeah, backlit keys are awesome because I love working in the dark for whatever reason, maybe just like messing with my eyes. But having backlit keys is a must if you work into the night like me. Headphones are also a must as well. I use Sennheiser's HD202s. Sennheiser is an awesome brand. My dad had some Sennheisers for 30 years. So Sennheiser is definitely a brand I could recommend. I do have speakers, Logitech again. You can tell I like Logitech. They're actually surround sound. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm missing. Oh, yeah, no, the other one's on top of the monitor. So yeah, but when I'm editing, I use headphones. Headphones are great for editing because you want to be able to hear absolutely everything. I also have a Bamboo Wacom tablet, which has its uses. I'm not into illustration that much. I used to be more maybe a couple of years ago. But this is, you know, when I'm video editing, having a tablet is usually a lot better than using a mouse. Like for example, when I create the thumbnails for the videos, and you see my head smiling, holding up the game, like here, and then I've got the background. Obviously I want to mask myself using a tablet because mouses are terrible for that sort of thing. Last but not least, probably the most important item here, a notepad and a pen. I'm not even kidding, having a notepad and a pen is just awesome. The amount of times I've been about to go to sleep and I have some ideas for anything, just having a notepad close by, or if I quickly need to jot down something. I mean, this could easily be done with, you know, an app on your phone, but I mean, why mess around? Just have a notepad. I mean, this notepad costs like $4 from Coles. Pens, I mean, I'm not even bothering to tell you the price of pens. So yeah, having a notepad is a must. If I didn't have my notepad, I would absolutely be stuffed. Half the ideas I had would be lost to the depths of my brain. So notepads, definite must. Must. Definite. Yeah. So here we are, back to the start. So yeah, thank you for watching the vlog if you've gotten this far, because I know I've been looking at all my stats and most people don't watch all of my videos. So yeah, if you got to the end, thank you. I mean, this is all the hardware I'm using at the moment, but having said that, there are a few things that I'd like that are on the purchase list. The first thing, which is what I already mentioned before, was a new, more professional boom mic for my camera, because, you know, what I have is usable, but there is a lot of background noise usually, and then if you cut up clips, it kind of goes, you know, so, you know, I don't really like all that popping sound in it. I don't know if anyone else has ever noticed. Another thing I'd like is a proper microphone for recording voiceovers, because at the moment I just record straight into the same microphone on top of the camera. So I'd really like to get some sort of desktop USB microphone, like a Blue Yeti, and then just, you know, up the quality of my videos a bit, because at the moment the only bit of quality I'm not happy with is the audio. First it was, you know, recording with the camera, then I got a new camera, then it was recording the video footage, and then I bought a new capture device. Now it's audio. I mean, this is the last thing that I want to replace. So yeah, but anyway, that's enough rambling. I mean, I guess that's what vlogs are all about, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment to tell me if you loved it or hated it. I'll take any feedback you throw at my face. So yeah, thank you. Catch you next time.